You are now tuned to BS3 Network.
Welcome to the Life Happens podcast. I'm your host, Grace or Rabia. You can call me Amazing Grace, whatever. The Life Happens podcast is a podcast where we take our spirituality with everyday practical things to create, this beautiful balance that you see. Okay, can you go out and come back in? Because can you hear me, Kim?
Yes.
Okay, so Prince, you go back out. Wait, hold on. You're mute. I see mute on yours. Can you hear now?
No, he's unmuted, honey. He has to go out and go back in.
Today's topic is real versus fake. What men really like. So what do men like? Because we're not men. I guess we're about to find out from Prince today to see. Can you hear us?
Yes, Big Daddy is back. And I try to mute the goat. I ain't been getting kicked out of lives. Boy, that's cold.
Technical error, we knew that. So thank you for coming on today. Prince has been with us before when we really enjoyed your feedback and what you had to say, so we had to have you on again. We needed your perspective on real versus fake, what men really like. Because as women, we don't really know what you're like. And as women, we don't listen. I don't think we listen.
I don't agree with that statement. I'm a very good listener.
No, let me say
some of us don't listen.
No, because a man will tell you what the hell he wants. He may say, I like steak. And you're like, no, let me make you chicken. And the man don't eat no chicken. But you're going to, But anyway, so I don't know what to say. But even in myself, like, I hear some things, but then I think you need to have something else. So then I'm going to do what I want to do and not listen to what you want. And I've done that several times. And I had an awareness recently. So I feel like, let me speak for myself. Sometimes I don't listen. Maybe.
Sometimes I think people need different perspectives. So,
What do you mean? Elaborate.
I mean, if he wants steak and you're like, hey, try chicken, it's a different perspective. Just try it and give it a go. I'm just taking off of your example. I'm just saying you just don't shut up and be quiet just because
Okay, well, I'm going to play devil's advocate. Why don't I just go ahead and cook the steak and make the chicken and say, hey, babe, I know you said you wanted steak. Why don't you try this chicken too?
Why don't you try the chicken?
There you go.
Nothing wrong with that.
This is true. It's okay. But see, because I'm African and I like to feed people African food, right? So then I'll say, hey, try this. And then I'm like, I know you're going to love everything I cook anyway.
Yes, of course, Robbie. You're amazing.
Of course, honey. What about my tuna fish, Kim? Let's not talk about that. Anyway, I make this tuna fish that Kim absolutely loves. But
she makes the best tuna fish I've ever tasted. It's so good. She hadn't made it for me in a while, though.
It's been years.
Y'all making me hungry. Y'all making me hungry. Big Daddy had nothing but some eggs this morning.
What?
I've been working out all day. I've been eating eggs and drinking water, ready to talk shit. I mean, look, make sure I get kicked out. I keep getting scared like I'm on TikTok. So
you ain't scared, please.
So Kim don't know me. One thing about Big Daddy, I'm gonna be real with y'all. I'm not one of those men that's gonna give out no pandering statements. I'm not gonna do no simp stuff or be moist. You ask me a question, I'm gonna give you my opinion about it and the opinions of some of my clients. For people who don't know me, I'm Mr. P. Roy. I have 66,000 followers on TikTok, and I don't give a damn.
Yes, and I'm a fan.
So the whole thing about real versus fake, what men really like, ladies, in reality, y'all care what we like, but y'all don't care what we like. When it comes to certain things, we just understand that's just part of the game. Like, for instance, I might think you look beautiful waking up in the morning, brushing your teeth, and leaving the house. You might feel like putting on lipstick. I'm like, baby, I don't like the lipstick on you. You're going to do it anyway. Sometimes women got to do some things that make them feel good, and that is something that you like to do. That's something you like to do. Once you start getting older, you don't really worry about certain things. You worry about the things that are important that's going to affect your relationship later on. Just like,
of course, I'm just gonna step in and say, of course she's gonna wear the lipstick because she's a human being.
She's a
and she
human
has
being.
her own mind.
Exactly.
Right?
Exactly. We ain't talking about that point. The point is about doing what men like. It doesn't matter what men like with certain topics. Women gonna do what they feel comfortable doing based on their internalized insecurities. And our job is to be supportive of you, just like your job is to be supportive of me. Unless it's something you know for a fact I can't stand.
Right.
You doing that, baby? What the point is?
That's true.
What's going on? You know, you're human. You have your own rights. We understand that. And let me understand. So when I talk about stuff, I don't go by just Mr. Hill's opinion. I'm about the percentage. If you ask a question and 8 out of 10 men will say this is what I lean towards. I'll give you my opinion at the end of it. Just like we talk about the women with the natural bodies compared to the enhanced bodies, right? Tell you this as a man that's dated both, and then dated all of them, right? Majority of most men, depending on what they're dating, they're gonna lie about the other one. If I'm dating a woman that got her body done, I'm gonna say natural women are born because I don't want her feeling insecure, and vice versa. If I'm dating a Teletubby, I'm gonna say natural women born. It's all it is. You have a few women when it comes to marrying somebody, they might say, "Hey, I want a woman that's all natural." But I guarantee, if he meets the connection with a woman who's altered, he's not gonna walk away from it. We can just play the game, right? It's all about, it's all crap because I done dated both. Hey, baby, I done dated,
What's a Teletubby?
The enhanced woman, the Mr. Potato Head. She done popped on the gigantic moon pie booty or the big breast. She done added stuff to her body, right? I done dated a woman that had her body done, and when it came to natural women, I act like that wasn't my major interest. And I did a role reversal with the other group. I done dated a woman that was natural, didn't care for the woman who had the body enhancements. Exactly. You have to listen. If you say the wrong thing, that's gonna raise that woman insecurity. She's gonna feel uncomfortable. Every time a woman go by with this gigantic booty, she's gonna feel a certain type of way. Baby, I'm with you because I love you. I deem you valuable. You're the woman I choose. I'm not worried about that because everybody got a body, just like every man is different. You might find a man more handsome than me because there's gonna be some men that's more handsome than me. It's about how you make me feel. We ain't worried about nobody else. It's about me and you, baby.
Right. Okay, guys, are you ready to watch this video?
Sure.
Let's go.
Yes.
I just put up an important post where I said men don't like BBLs. Men are just sexually attracted to naked women. And women with BBLs just tend to be the most naked. Now, mind you, I didn't even say attracted for real. I said sexually attracted. Women are often poke at men and say men will hit anything. And to a certain extent, it's kind of true. But just because we desire to have sex with a woman doesn't mean we desire to actually be with that woman. Sadly, it doesn't even mean that we like her. A lot of times we just be looking at free breast and booty while simultaneously overlooking all the things we don't like. And then the things we don't like end up being the things that women think we do like. Oh, they must like that kind of outfit. They must like the way she acting. Nah, she just naked. Oh, her like sum went up since she had her breast surgery. Yeah, but she also wasn't showing us all that before she had her breast surgery. Whether the body is real or fake, thick, skinny, or in between, when it comes to free booty and breast online, we gonna like them pics regardless. It don't mean we actually like you.
So let's start with you, Prince. What do you agree with him?
Okay. For all the people that couldn't hear our conversation before we went live, we talked about this. A lot of women will say they getting their body done for themselves, but we know it's crap. Majority of the time they're doing it to get the attention of higher earning men with money or just better looking men in general, right? And a lot of times their social media changes drastically. They go from these modern, quiet posts to being halfway naked, right? And it's just the truth. It's just like, for instance, I might be happy driving my Cadillac every single day, but every now and then I see this Ferrari I want to drive on the weekends. He's definitely speaking a lot of truth to it. People don't like it. Women don't like it, but it's being the truth. You don't have to accept or like the way we think. It's the fact that this is how we feel about it. It's all about how we compromise at that point. A lot of women don't like some of the stuff that we say they don't agree with. It's not for you to understand or agree. That's just the way men perceive things. Just like with the whole cheating thing, right? I say cheating is bad either way. Let's make this understandable. Cheating is bad either way, right? But men and women see it differently. Because a man can have sex with this woman right now and don't care if she wake up the very next day. She was used for this purpose only. When women grow an emotional attachment, and a lot of times when they're cheating, they want to replace their current man with a new boo. So they're trying to drown out the old boo with the new guy. Men and women see body parts differently. So yes, he is absolutely correct. They're always naked. And they always claim it has nothing to do with men. Yes, it does. It absolutely has something to do with men.
Felicia, what do you think?
Yeah, I think it does. I watched one video. I agree with him, by the way. I did see a video of this lady saying, you know, men don't do anything but look at my body since I had my BBL. It was a nightmare, yada, 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 about how the attention that she gets. Well, you weren't wearing booty shorts and crop tops before you had your BBL. So of course you're going to get a different attention from men. So some women do, and some women, like in my case, if I got my body done, I'm married, it would be for me because I want my clothes to fit better, but not to get attention from men. So everybody's intentions are different depending on where they are in life. When you're an older woman, your intentions, yeah, you want to look better and be healthier, but your intentions are not so much as focused on a man as if I was in my 20s or 30s.
Right.
And it's destroying the quality of the men that's after you. Because what it does, social media makes you feel like you have a whole lot of options. In reality, the more options you have, the less options you really truly have for yourself. Right. Because you get your body done, a lot of these same men already saw you before your body was done and they didn't want you.
Right.
Have niggas on social media. So now you look like you're seeking external validation instead of internal validation. So these men are going to give you all the attention that you need.
Yeah.
If you date with 10 men, only 1 or 2 of those men are generally interested in getting to really know you. But it's up to that woman to understand, to get her ego out of the game and understand, hey, this man is trying to get on me for this reason. He trying to play butt naked twister. He not trying to be my husband. Because it's the same man who saw me when I was bigger and not one time did he DM me. But after, yeah, and I'm getting all his attention, right?
But yeah, that's true. I get that. And I do 100% agree with that. But the game has changed so much. It's like the competition has become stiff. If you haven't lost the weight or you haven't got your body done, your options are far and few between, and they're not the best options all the time. And these girls, they are more into the aesthetic, the look. You know, I gotta have this aesthetic and that aesthetic, so I want a man with this aesthetic. Well, in order to get the man with this aesthetic, he wants a woman with this aesthetic. So it's just, the game has completely changed. And back when I was dating, it wasn't all these bodies on social media that men were looking at. It was just the women in their vicinity and some on TV that they had access to. Now it's like a plethora of women. When you have dating apps, you will quickly get past if you don't have the contemporary look that most men are looking for. Because you can't say, oh yeah, they you know, unless a man truly likes women, plus size women, they are trying to get the women with the BBLs, and they can say they're not, but they are.
Let me tell you something else, though. I agree with you, but guess what? It's the same thing for us men. You know how much of the narrative is being pushed off with men with money? There are social media creators that is telling women to date men for money.
Yeah.
You know how many men don't have a whole lot of money?
Bunch.
There's a lot. Listen, let me tell you something funny. I live in Houston. If you go to Gracie's restaurant, you go to Papa Do's on the weekend, you don't see a bunch of societal standard couples. You don't see no 10 women, a woman that's a 10 with a man that's a 10. They be beautiful women dating trolls, somebody grandpa, men overweight because they got money. Y'all got a better advantage than we got. They got women who look good that will walk clean past me unless I'm talking about paying her Range Rover notes. That is what's pushed out on both sides. Women are taught to look really good, and men are told if you don't got the money, you can't get in the game. Women don't date for looks no more. There's a lot of beautiful women dating trolls. Being handsome ain't a plus these days. It's really not, if you want to be honest. Just look at the couples. Just walk around and go to any major spot. You see the most beautiful women, and they man don't match. But his wallet match, because everybody wants a soft life. Don't nobody want to pay no bills. There are women every day that contact me for mentorship, like Grace have seen, and all of them are trying to force a connection with somebody they're not physically attracted to. So they're literally doing stuff with these men out of obligation. And I said, hey, in the long run, it's not going to last. Because the minute he start buying you all those endless crab legs and bottomless lamb chops, you're eventually going to stop liking this guy because you've been there for the money and not for an attraction to this hobby. It goes for both sides.
So Eric says the physical attraction gets you in the game, but the quality of the person you are wins the championship.
And he's telling the truth.
Yep.
His man for show. I don't know who this is.
That was a really great sports analogy there. Great. Awesome.
And that's true. Yeah, Kim, let's hear your perspective when you watch
I
that.
agree. I agree with both. I agree with Big Daddy. I'm gonna call you Prince. It just
Thank
feels
you.
weird. No, I'm joking. I agree with both. I think Felicia and Prince, they both hit on very key things that are true in our society today. One thing about the video that I thought was really good was when the guy was like, a guy will sleep with a girl and he is just sexually attracted to her, and that's it. And that's all it is just sexual attraction. And he said guys get so much flack for that, for just being sexually attracted. And I think that's so true when all the guy wants to do is just hit it and quit it. But then it's like Prince said, you have these girls that come in with all these emotions and they want to lock it down, you know? They see a nice guy, hey, you look nice, you have a good job. I want to lock this down, but I'm just physically attracted to you because you half naked right now. So you
Right.
know you hit that.
And I
Right.
do have one point that I heard one of my friends who is in this dating arena. Like, she's like, I've been the nice person. I've dated these guys with good intentions and I get nothing. Once they get sex, I get nothing out of it. She says, I have changed my whole mentality. I'm going to get something. If I'm going to end up sleeping with her, I'm getting me something. Because that's what the women are doing. They're getting something for something. I said, well, you know what? That's become prostitution. If you pretty much got to get paid before you have sex, and men are looking for sex and they know that they gotta pay you, it's just another form of prostitution. Whether we want to look at it and look at it that way or not, it is what it is.
Eric says no scrubs, bills, 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 and a slew of other females saying songs tell the story. Gold to the nation.
Yeah.
That is true. And I agree with everything you guys said. And I like the honesty of the guy on the video.
Mm-hmm.
Because he wasn't trying to, because you know, there's a lot of men out here, they'll say things that we want to hear. Okay.
Oh yeah, pandering is a big business on social media. Majority,
Mm-hmm.
most of the guys on social media, if you notice, especially some of the larger creators, even some of the women, they definitely cater to their audience.
Mm-hmm.
On social media, I'm gonna tell you the truth, no matter if it's a man or woman side. It doesn't make an opinion. It doesn't make any difference. I'm
Right.
me being somebody that is a police officer and a detective, I have to go in court and talk about multiple different views or multiple different scenarios without my opinion being the sole purpose of it. What do we have? What do we have any statistical data to back up? What is the room normally saying? What does everybody agree on? It comes to the dating game. I said this in a video earlier today. For men and for women, and men ain't gonna agree with me with this. You want to know the true nature of somebody? You want to know this guy's not putting on an acting job?
Don't give him no ass.
Don't give him no ass. That goes for men and women. If you start to learn to talk to people and pay attention to stuff and really get to know this person, communicate before the date, and don't rush into the bedroom after 3 dates or less than a month of talking, you will find out this person putting on an acting job.
Okay, Jay.
But a lot of times people are not doing it.
No.
They're not, because matter of fact, me and Grace talked about this earlier. Look, we talked about this earlier because somebody also asked me this question because I made a video about this earlier. They said, hey, how do you know this guy is not love bombing me or faking it until he get the goods? Or a lot of times y'all not holding back that far. Y'all giving up the goods too early.
Yeah.
If you meet a man or woman over 30 years old that's actively dating, they haven't been on no spiritual hiatus, they haven't went to moon or back. You meet somebody over 30 that's actively dating, been in multiple relationships, and they have societal standards. They're good looking.
Mm-hmm.
If this man or woman, and they're single, you need to find out why really quickly, because that's something that's not a good sign. If you're societal and you're attractive of a man or woman, why are you available right now? That means you're jumping from relationship to relationship to relationship without taking time to reevaluate yourself, assess, and heal. You let the spirit of loneliness take care of it. Yeah, you let the spirit of loneliness affect your judgment.
Yeah.
Too many people are jumping into relationships fresh out of relationship. Advice giver. Girl, you can get over him. Just get another one. Is you crazy? That's trauma bonding. That's a codependency. You haven't worked on yourself, the problems you brought to your last relationship, and it's going to pop up in your new relationship. Because Kim can't hide her true character. Eventually, it's going to come out. If you have internalized insecurities, jealousy issues, if you complain about your weight, any of those things, it's not going to go away. You're going to be on your best girl behavior because you want this guy to like you. And then once you're comfortable with him, next thing you know, you're going to come out your shell. Now you done wasted 7-8 months of time with somebody when you shouldn't have been in that relationship in the first place.
No, I totally agree. Healing has to take place. I mean, whenever you end a relationship, I tell people all the time, hey, don't go out, don't date. Just heal first from that last relationship that maybe he broke your heart or maybe it was mutual, whatever it is, but heal from that first. I have so many friends that don't do that and they jump right into another relationship.
Well, that's
And
how
then their relationship does not work. And they are surprised when that second relationship or third relationship doesn't work. And they say, what's wrong with me? Well, you haven't given yourself time to heal. And it's
Yeah.
like you said, they are taking the same crap they took from the first, second, third, fourth, fifth, and they're taking with them to all the way to the 8th relationship.
nobody wants to feel bad, meaning that they don't take the time out to sit in their shit, to feel those emotions. So that's why that's why everyone says get under somebody else and you'll get over that person, but you really won't because now your soul is wounded, right? And then
Yeah.
you go with somebody else, and y'all do know. I don't know if you read the book called Sperm Wars. Every time you sleep with a man that ejaculates in your body, he becomes part of your DNA. Read that book, y'all. Y'all will be very careful on who you're laying with, okay? Because his DNA comes in your blood. Anyway, you have to read this book.
Yeah, it's ridiculous. Like Greg said, I mentor right now 9 women and 2 men. And all the women that come to me are attractive. And I say, you know what your biggest problem is? You're leaning too much on being attractive. This is why you're 35, 38 years old, 33 years old, and y'all can't sustain relationships because you never worked on the things you need to work on. How you done dated all these different men and they all had a problem with you? You're the common denominator in all your relationships, but you're not taking accountability for your problem.
No. Not
Men
that.
and women.
No, I don't agree with you. She may not be the common denominator. She may just be broken, right? But they are the problem, and she's attracting broken men herself. So
When
these two broken people are coming
I
together.
agree.
you're
Yeah,
broken,
exactly.
if you're already broken, you should take your butt to church or therapy first. You
No,
shouldn't
this
be
is
dating.
true. But
That's
they
it.
don't know that though. But some people don't know that.
If you're 35 years old, you've been in multiple relationships, you need to start to evaluate yourself.
Honey, I know it sounds easy and sounds good, but there's a lot of people out here that don't know this stuff. Like it's common
Well,
sense to us, but they just simply don't know that. So they keep,
right.
and you
They
know,
keep the cycle. It's a cycle that needs to be broken. That's it. It's just a cycle. They
because you're not tired of feeling bad. Like some people are just not tired of feeling bad. There's band-aid fixes just constantly doing that. Not to say that I'm not making excuses for them because you'll forever be in that cycle and you forever teach your daughters that and your sons that, and so the cycle it just keeps on going, right? So
Right.
the next question is, how do we? Well, I'm gonna let you talk because you said a lot of good stuff. Let me not.
No. What I'm saying is, when I tell people, the first thing I ask them is, are you 100% ready before dating? Are you comfortable with your body? Are you comfortable with your weight? Do you have issues that you deal with mentally? Have you assessed or dealt with them? If you got issues with ADHD, anxiety, all that different stuff, your butt need to get that taken care of before you even get in a relationship. Those are stuff you're an adult.
I don't believe that.
If you have high anxiety, it's
You
going to
cannot be 100 before you
no.
get into a relationship. Nobody is 100.
I'm saying 100. You need to be at a better level. If you're already depressed on your weight, being in a relationship is not going to make it better. People are afraid to be alone. That's the problem. If you already have insecurities, it's not going to help when you get in a relationship. Because I'm going to tell you what's going to happen. Me and you dating, Kim. If you feel like you already gained weight, you're going to gain more weight in the relationship because I'm going to be feeding you. We're going to be going out to dinner. When people get comfortable in relationships and they start loving this man or woman, that's when we gain the most weight. We're in a relationship now. You already had issues before then. Now you're pumping up more. First, to take it serious, bypass accepting themselves, and then we'll work on ideas addressing the problems, issues, and wounds. This is it. When you're 20s and early 30s, you're gonna make mistakes. When we start getting up in age, like myself, I am 41 years old. It has to be a time when you have to understand that you cannot make excuses. Something is wrong in all these relationships, and you're the only person in it. I've met women that have been in multiple relationships, and everybody that them dated are now married men. I've met men where every woman they've dated are now married women. You are the common denominator in all these failed relationships. And we know that men are shallow. When men get with beautiful women, we like trophies. So a man will stretch that. If you ain't that cute, you get 1 or 2 strikes and you out of there. When a girl's a little bit prettier, we make it work a little bit longer. Because stink look good. We gonna make it look good because we like stink. Stink is a little bit pretty. So guess what? We're going to stretch this. You done got on my last good nerve, and I done gave you a couple of more good nerves. So for a man to be with a good-looking woman and him to get out of this relationship or do enough for you to leave him, because we know a lot of men don't like breaking up. We'll just do something to make you leave us. Then there's something wrong with that. I'm gonna give you a quick example real fast. I just talked about this. I had a client that is 29 years old. He's 29 years old. The man is the size of a house. He looks like he's supposed to be in the field. 29 years old, no kids, worked for the railroad, whole life ahead of him. He reached out to me on TikTok telling me that he just met this girl. He want to talk to me. The girl is 34 years old. She got 2 kids, 2 baby daddies. We're not judging the baby daddy thing. So the first thing I told him is, hey, you don't got no kids. You need to be dating a woman who don't got no kids either to build your own family. And if you do, maybe one child, but I'll say, let's get to the good point. So he's like, man, I want to ask you, what should I ask her? Because I want to know what's going down. I said, hey, I'm not judging nobody based on color or weight, but what does she look like? So the man sends me this picture of this overly pretty looking woman. She got the whole colored eye thing going. She got the flowing hair. I said, so she's a very good looking woman. She's 34 years old. I said, was she a nun the last 7 years? He said, no. Has she been actively dating and been in relationships? He says, yes. I said, okay. I started smiling because we was FaceTime. I said, tell you what, you need to ask her some questions about what her last previous relationships was. How long has she been single? Ask all those good questions and get back with me and tell me what's going on. Not even a week later, I tell Grace the story. Not even a week later, I get a Cash App from him. So I'm smiling because I know it's about to be something. So when I calls him back, he says, man, you saved me so much trouble. This woman cut me off every time I talked. We couldn't have a basic conversation about anything with men and women. She would get triggered and yell and tell me I'm a grown woman. He said this woman was really extra about everything. As long as I gave her way with everything, she was perfectly fine. But she was like a spoiled brat. And I said, because she's always relied on her beauty. And we have so many moist men out here that aren't manly and simpy that's just kissing her butt without ever telling her about herself. I can love you all day, Kim, but I'm still going to let you know what you're doing wrong. It's just like a parent. No. I can't get your whole life and never correct you. Hey, Kim, why are you yelling at me over something basic?
That's fine as long as it's mutual, as long as I can correct you too. No. So if it's mutual, then I have no problem with that. That has to be a mutual thing, right?
We have
you
to
agree with that, right? But I don't agree with the fact that he couldn't date her because she had children. No, I don't kind of agree.
I want to elaborate on that because I understand what he's saying, but we need to read CJ's comment because CJ, I'm so proud of CJ, y'all. Listen to CJ. I feel like you're never too old to make mistakes. Self-evaluation is true, but it's truly up to that person to look themselves in the mirror and start asking the hard questions as far as why aren't they there? What? Where they want to be in that relationship. CJ, you making us proud, honey, with them responses because honey,
CJ is spot on, and that's one of the questions I tell people to ask. Hey, first of all, what do you do for a actual profession? How do you make money? When was the last time you was in a relationship? If every person that you've been in a relationship, what are some of the things they actually said about you that was a problem in your relationship, and have you done anything to correct those things since that time? If you meet a man or a woman and they tell you they've been single from 1 month to 5 months, you need to cut bait because they're dating you because they're lonely or they're bored or they're using you to get over an ex. And it's a bad situation for you either way. Because once they get over that ex, they miss some details about you because they were. But once they see you for who you are, you're not going to last with them either. Being the rebound woman or man is not a good thing. It does not last for you because they're trying so hard to get over this person. They're missing key details about you. And then once they snap into reality, they're like, you know what? This man really funny looking. Or he kind of weird.
This is a good comment. Come on, ladies. Accountability is where it's at. All things start and end with self. Absolutely. Your choices, values, opinions, decisions, habits, and actions are a combination of all above. Absolutely. But people don't hold themselves accountable. You'll know that. I mean, people you'll talk to, no one does it. Hardly anyone does.
But you know what I've learned, and I'm just not saying it because I'm this old lady, but I've learned about this generation, i.e. my daughters that are 25 and 20, about that generation, is that it's so caught up in the outward. Yeah. And it's so caught up in the me, that it's hard for them to, because I asked my daughter, well, what is it that you like? What is it that you want? They haven't done enough of that soul searching to find out enough about themselves. And then you're trying to add somebody else into your life. You don't even know what you want to do. You don't even know what you like. Not that you need all the answers, but you're looking at TikTok, you're looking at social media, and you like that, or and I like this. But is that you know, it's like you're using everybody else's blueprint except your own. And even in dating, they're using other people's blueprint. Well, he gotta have money, he gotta have a car, he gotta have that. That's somebody else's blueprint.
Right.
Just because he has money doesn't mean he's a good person.
That's
Just
true.
because he has a car doesn't mean he's a good fit for you. So I think that, you know, that the younger generation really needs to start looking inward, because it's so much out there to see. Find out what it is that you want, and that'll help you be better in whatever relationships you decide to get into.
That's true. And people don't.
I don't think there's anything wrong with having things that you want that person to have. I mean,
No.
I'm not saying that you only look at a person and say, I only want a person that doesn't have a hook nose. I mean, you know what I'm saying? Not just physical, but I don't think there's anything wrong with saying, I want a person who I make 60,000. Let's say I make $60,000 a year.
Right.
Well, I want someone who's at that same level. I don't think there's anything wrong with that. Saying that that's what I want. I want someone.
There isn't.
Now, there's nothing wrong with that. There's nothing wrong with saying I want to date somebody with a car. I don't want to pick up somebody
No,
all
I mean,
the time
those
because
are-
they don't have a
But
car or
sometimes
they
you have to
catching
look
a
at
bus.
the whole package.
I don't want to do that.
I 100% agree. Sometimes you have to look at the whole package. It may be that point in time you meet somebody, he had a wreck or accident and he doesn't have a car right now, but he's working to get him another car. Sometimes you have to look at the whole picture. We're so, what's now? Not what I predict you to have or what I, you know, think you'll have the potential of, but we have to look at people as a whole picture, and we're not. We're looking, and I mean, when you first meet somebody, what do you see? You only see the outer, but they don't let it go further than that. It's like, oh, he doesn't make 70,000. Well, guess what? You don't either.
Right.
but see, that's the unrealistic.
I'm saying that he has to meet. I have to have something. I have to have something to gauge him at. I mean, I just can't go off of, oh, he's a nice guy or it's a good feeling. That don't work.
That is not, and that's not what I'm saying. I'm saying, what is your personal blueprint? Stop looking at what everybody else is saying is a good man. What is a good man for you? That's what I'm saying. And you're right. It may need those. A good man for you may have to have all those qualities. I'm not saying that. But a lot of these young women are looking at these TikTok influencers saying, oh, yeah, I want a 6-figure man. Oh, yeah, he got to have a condo. Oh, yeah, he got to have it. You know, it's like, okay, no, find your own blueprint. Find what you feel that are the bare minimums, not what you've heard somebody else say.
Exactly. My attitude is, I teach people all the time, stand 10 toes on your preference. If you have preferences and standards, don't cry about the outcome. I don't want to hear there ain't enough good black women. I don't want to hear that crap. That's the issue. So when I talk to couples, I tell them the first thing you need to do is cut off all the external noise. Before you come talking to somebody, talk to your partner. Mm-hmm. Stop listening to social media. Stop listening to people who are not married, who cannot sustain relationships. Talk to your man or your woman, because guess what? That's your decision y'all got to make. You got to live with the fact if you let this good man or good woman walk away. Stop worrying about what everybody else is telling you. And we get a lot that come into this. I need a man that make this much money, this, and this. I'm like, okay, that's fine. Do you make this much money? What else your qualities do you bring? You can't be mad when men don't want to date you based on things that you got going on.
Right.
Learn to understand core partnership and learn your values.
Right.
And a lot of people, they're missing that. They're looking at everything else.
Right. Right.
I'm listening to all these people on TikTok telling you, well, don't date this, don't date. Man, look. The one thing I know that is a given.
That sprinkle lady on TikTok. You ever watched her? The lady that says sprinkle. She's like,
I've seen her on YouTube. Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Oh my gosh. I'd be like, okay.
Yeah, she's a firm believer in not dating men that are attractive at all. She believes in going after the money. And that is something that is flowing around social media now. That's why I told Ms. Kim earlier, when you go to these big time spots in Houston, you're not seeing a bunch of societal standard couples. You don't see a whole bunch of women that's a 10 with this man that's matching up. They dating Slim Jims and donut palaces and trolls now. As long as you got money. People that's
what's a Slim Jim?
I'm talking about the 6 foot 6 figures, man. They not dating them. They date people, grandpa. And all kind of men, as long as they got the money. I'm not knocking them. But we know it's not going to work out in the end because eventually that lack of physical attraction is going to play a role in the relationship. It always does.
Because that is important.
Maybe
That
they'll
is,
fall in love with their personality.
no, that won't, Kim. Kim.
Look,
Remember that person I tried? Remember that person he told me not to try to date again? Remember that? Remember that? That shit.
look, you can listen. You could get a credit card, get your own Louis Vuitton purse. But if you want to sell your soul for money, that's on you. But at the end of the day, it always goes downhill. Because the minute that stuff is altered, you've been clinging on to the fact of him buying you stuff. That's why a lot of those men lose their mind when they lose their money. Because their whole entire personality is built around their money. That's why I tell the young guys, hey, let these women like you for you. Present yourself. Come to them as yourself.
Kim. Kim, let me tell you about my girl, Kim. Kim is so innocent sometimes. I want to slap her. Yes.
Don't lead with your money.
No.
Don't.
No.
No. 58% of us.
I'm here to tell you, don't lead with your money. I've dated the guys that I've dated in the past, and this is why I don't believe in he's got to make this much money. That's not even a preference with me. He got to be wanting to spend all his money on me, whether it be $2 or $20. Because you can have a man that has make $100,000 and you can make $20,000, but we're gonna split everything 50-50.
Right.
I don't want anybody like that.
And that doesn't mean he sees you as quality. Because if a man got real money, he can go on 1,000 dates.
Right. So
I mean, it don't mean that you're quality. See, a lot of people think him buying you stuff means that he sees you as quality. No, that does not. That means he's trying to give you the pole patrol.
Or he doesn't have anything else to offer but that. That's why he leads with money. Yeah. And that is very irritating when men do that.
And now they think they have that power. When you have a bunch of women spitting out whatever game they want, they want money. So now they got the power. I got money. I know this is what she after.
Yeah,
so I'm gonna make her jump this high. And I'm gonna make her do this for this money. Because that's what she wants. Once they know that's what you want, that's what they're gonna play to. Oh yeah, she wants this money. She ain't going nowhere.
Yeah. Me having money doesn't mean you quality. Because I could be spending money on you, you, and you. And
Facts.
That don't mean I see you as a quality woman because I'm spending some money on you. That's why people date rappers and celebrities and think they're gonna be monogamous. Like what?
No.
Who I could tell those stories, but
he don't even know you, ma'am. He met you 30 minutes ago.
That is true.
It's true. That man ain't loyal to you. It's an ego thing. It's like I feel that I'm beautiful. I deserve this, and you may deserve, but you're not gonna get it from that person. That ego is what affects a lot of people in their decision making.
Right. Oh, let me be clear. I don't believe in struggle love.
No, I don't believe in it. I'm gonna tell you something funny. I don't either.
Struggle love.
I make money. I don't listen, ladies. Don't be mad at me about this. I'm a man that I don't date women that don't got no money either. I'm sorry, because we buy property, houses. We doing it big.
Exactly. You want them to meet that. I want you to meet me.
Yes. If something,
I'm not going shopping at dealers, and you're like, "Can we go to Ross?" I'm like, "Come on."
Well, it's even deeper than that for me, Kim. Guess what? If we buying property, we buying houses, we doing it big. If something happens to Big Daddy, I need to know that my queen can handle it so I make an adjustment.
Exactly.
If you work at Panera Bread, I don't know what I'm gonna do with you. I don't even need chicken. I don't need the Panera Bread girl that's fine. That wants to be my little trophy woman. Ma'am, what are you doing for your life? Are you in school?
Exactly.
It's 20. Everybody got a big booty. What else is there?
I've even seen it played out, Kim, where these women date these men with all this money and he got all these kids. So he's got all this money and all these kids and he's with you, or maybe he married you, whatever the case may be. I've seen it in real life. The kids get the money.
Right. And you end up
and you out on the street. You can't let your body be your only asset, because my body was different at 20, it was different at 30, it was different at 40, and now I'm 50. It's a whole different animal. So you can't put everything into that.
No, but that is the focus and the foundation is physical beauty, and people are not realizing your ass getting older. And all those things that are cute are not going to be cute one day. They're not. They're just the reality.
My girlfriend said she got a tattoo of 2 cherries when she was in her 20s. Now they 2 bowling balls. See, we have to be careful. The things that we,
Be
put our
careful what you
value
do in your
into.
20s, and it'll haunt you to come back.
Look, that butterfly that turned into a whole ball.
Oh shit.
I ain't seen the buzz no more. I'm just Ashley now.
Oh
Yeah.
God. That is hilarious.
And guess what? It's the same thing for us, but the difference is now because of social media, everybody just get men with money. A lot of people have money. They know that's the only thing they really need. No personality, not very overly funny, but guess what? I know I got money to pay for. And then when I meet a woman that is actually genuine, that I know that's not here for money, then guess what? That's the woman that I'm gonna settle down with.
Right.
Everybody else is just gonna be used as a tool to, get my sexual frustration out the way.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But there are women out here doing the same thing that our men are doing. Getting their sexual frustration.
Oh, baby, when the money run out, she run out.
Right?
That's just what it is.
Yeah. Because you never had an attraction to this person.
Right.
You that whole time thinking about all the things he did nice for you. And once that guy stops doing those things or he slips up, then you start looking at him crazy because you never built up a physical attraction. When you talk to any type of major relationship therapist, anybody always talk about it has to be balanced. You have to have an attraction to this person. Now, social media is teaching women to say, get over a physical attraction, just focus on the money. Are you crazy? Do you not? Let me ask you a question. Y'all think we don't understand when you got carpet cooch? That man know you're not attracted to him either.
Hold
that
up.
Retarded.
Okay, elaborate that. What does that mean?
If me and you are attracted to each other, when it comes to the bedroom, that is supposed to be the most natural thing that you do. It's supposed to flow naturally because we're attracted. If you laying down with me, but you're not physically attracted to me, you having sex with me out of obligation. You're not going to be as moist as you would normally be with somebody that you're attracted to. That man knows that. In his mind, he doesn't know if you're just not any good or you're not attracted to him. So his insecurities is going to raise. This when he gets to watching everything you're doing, questioning you. He's because he knows that you're not really physically attracted to him.
So you're saying that if a man and a woman are together and she doesn't get lubricated, he thinks something's
No, that's not what I said.
No,
what I said is, when you're dating a man that you're physically attracted to, when it comes to doing the hokey pokey, it's a different level compared to when you're forcing yourself to find a way to be physically attracted to this guy. Because you're telling yourself, hey, I've been dating this guy for a long time now. He's spending his money on me. I might need to go ahead and give him this little bit of this banana pudding to keep him around. But you know you're not physically attracted to him. You got to think about all these purses he done bought, all these movie tickets, and you decide to go and give him something.
That's okay. At the end, he's satisfied, baby. At the end, he's satisfied. It's okay.
That's what it is.
That's
You're
exactly
not going to be at your best. Because guess what?
He don't want the best. He all right.
No. That man insecurity is going to raise. Because some of y'all don't have a poker face. Some of y'all, you can tell when you're happy, when you're sad, when you're at your best. If Grace looks constipated during that time, she's happy.
Yeah, when he asked you for that sugar.
Yeah.
That ain't no be looking like what?
That's stevia. That ain't no sugar. That's stevia. That ain't no sugar.
Oh, that's stevia. Oh,
so Prince, how can you tell the difference for our single women that are out there? How, the single ladies that are watching, how can you tell a real man from a fake man?
Okay. This goes back to what I talked about. When you meet somebody, right? The most important thing we always talk about, but we don't do it, is we need to communicate. When you get somebody's, I tell this my clients, I tell them this. When you exchange numbers with somebody, say you get the number on Monday, stop trying to go out Monday or Tuesday night. Spend time talking to this person to weave that individual out. If you ask the real questions and not the dumb questions, then you can find out a lot. I tell people, stop asking, what's your 5-year plan? You're a full-grown adult. We don't need to talk about that. What's your favorite color? I'm not finna match you every day, Kim, so I don't care what your favorite color is. What are we going to eat tonight? Or what's your favorite meal? What do you like to eat? Man, listen, every restaurant got an alternative menu. Why are we asking these dumb questions? Ask the real questions before you even go on the date to make sure that y'all even a match. I done canceled many dates before the date just on having basic conversation. Like, okay, this woman's triggered. Okay, this woman got some issues with her past, or this woman ain't got over her relationship, or this woman don't want to talk about none of her past relationships or none of her past life experiences.
So this is how you tell a real one from a fake man. This is how the sisters out there is gonna realize that this guy is for real.
Well, what are your top 5 favorite questions, Mr. Raw?
I'm about to tell you, and this is more important for y'all than it is for us, because a lot of men will pander to y'all in the beginning. A lot of men will feed y'all a bunch of crap. You got pandering that's gonna love bomb you and manipulate you. Then you got the other men that are moist, that's gonna agree with everything you say because they want some cookie. I know I got lucky to get Kim. Kim beautiful. I might not never get another Kim, so whatever you say, I'm gonna smile. Look, I agree with you. Yes, but
my favorite color is yellow.
Yes, yes, you're right. Men ain't nothing. Yes, we ain't.
Yeah, yours too.
That's hilarious, dude.
Yeah. It's a lot of moist men around here. I don't know what it is. I don't know if it's the water, but anyway. So, as a woman, you have to communicate a lot because a lot of these men, they will sit there and play those games with you until they get banana pudding. But if you opt out of giving up that butt early, you will find out a lot. Because guess what? It's just like any movie actor. They take 1,000 takes because they end up losing. They need to forget their lines. They get to laughing. That's why you see all these double take when you watch movies. Same thing in real life. I can't put on this acting job forever. Eventually, Kim not giving me none. I'm going to expose my true character. Some things you talk about, I might not like it, but I'm acting like I like it because I want it. But the problem with it is when I talk to people, a lot of women don't spend no time communicating. They going on 3 dates and then gave up the whole banana pudding. You done gave it up way before the month is out. You don't even know how to spell his middle name. You don't even know this man's name. You just think this man is perfect at 37 years old with no kids and no wife. Have you lost your mind?
That's true.
Sir, why are you here? What seems to be the problem? Man, why are you here?
Y'all, he said he's wasted 3 years. Wow.
He's a better man than I'll ever be. Because I ain't got.
Jesus.
Now that's true and say it is. Listen, ladies, if y'all learn to say, you know what, don't tell nobody. I'm not telling women go out here screaming abstinence and I'm not saying that. I'm not telling you to do that. What I'm saying is if y'all spend enough time communicating, you will find out. But what I always get the feedback is women always tell me, well, it takes a vibe. Ma'am, how many vibes and chemistry you done had? You done had baby daddy's ex-boyfriend. You done vibe with a bunch of men already. Has that helped you out? It has not. So let's try something different to get a long-term relationship or a future husband. Listen to this man and find out where he's at.
So what's your 5 questions? What's your 5 questions, friend?
Okay.
Oh, hold on. I didn't say I didn't have sex. I just didn't have sex with her. Now, hold on. You said this today, though. We talked about this today. Prince and I talked about this today. Damn.
Yep. See? That's too. Look, Grace ain't giving me none. I'm going to get some old girl. Come around. But that depends on the level of the man. Like Big Daddy don't play that. I ain't got time to play with you because I could be entertained to somebody else. So I'm going to sit there. We're going to talk. We could communicate. If there's certain standards you have, I'm going to see if I can work with you. If not, I'm going to keep it moving. I'm not going to sit around you for weeks and months for sex. And I'm about to answer your question right now. Here's the questions. When you meet somebody, this sounds dumb. But first of all, find out they have a real job. I don't know why my clients keep telling me this, but trust me, people be jobless.
Find out if they have a real job.
Find out what they do for a career. I don't want to hear that you dropping a mixtape. I don't want to hear that you selling cookies. What is your occupation?
I'm working on my dream.
How long have you been single? If they tell you anything childish from a month to 5 months, keep it moving. They're dating you out of loneliness, boredom, or they trying to use you to get over an ex. How long have you been single, ma'am? Now listen, I don't want to pry into your relationship past, right? But out of all your relationships, did any of them say certain things about you that you needed to work on? This is going to let you know this person has accountability issues. If this person says, well, my last 3 boyfriends, they all did say this, or the last boyfriend said this about me. I said, do you think there's some merit to that? And did you do anything to improve since then? And if they tell you no, or don't take accountability, or there was nothing wrong with them in none of their relationships, and you're a full grown adult, that is a red flag. That person has a problem with accountability. So you got to make your mind up. Am I going to use this man for money and a good time, or am I going to use this woman for sex and not be my long-term plan? But people like me, I don't date for fun. So if I don't see me marrying you, I don't even waste your time. I don't need that. You go ahead and keep that carpet cooch. I'm going to go find me another woman because I ain't got time to play. I'm looking for a wife. I don't got time for somebody who don't take accountability. And both men and women have issues with accountability because it doesn't feel good.
You have a question.
So what if the person isn't honest? That's how you throw people OODA loop off. Same way, for people who don't know me, I'm a police detective, right? I interview people all the time. That's how we get you. When you go on a date, most time people don't expect you to ask real questions. They expect you to ask the same dumb questions. So when you first meet somebody, you hit them with these questions early. That way they don't have time to think of their lie. It's throwing off their OODA loop, just like I do when I interview you for a crime. As soon as you go on that date with this person, you ask the real questions. And then you're going to see a response. You're going to see them. They're not going to be able to think of a lie good enough. They're going to either blurt out the truth or they're going to shut down. That's when you know you got this man or woman, especially for y'all.
What if a man says, well, dang, you asked a bunch of questions. I'm just trying to have a good time right now. I'm getting to know you.
Date over with. I'm trying to date for a purpose. And you seem like you just here for fun. I don't need fun. I done had enough fun in my life.
But if there are plays, they're prepared for everything.
Now, I hear what some baby saying is, but based on my own experiences, for me actually talking to clients, these questions are never asked. Every now and then somebody will ask them about how long they've been single, but they don't ask them questions about their accountability, things they need to work on, and personal adjustments.
What do you mean about how long they've been single? Like, what is a decent, because I'm trying to understand, hey, how long have you been single, or how long have you been dating someone? I guess. What are you, what is?
I'm going to ask Felicia. I'm not trying to be in your personal business. How long have you been out of your previous relationship? If I could tell that, for instance, I will ask you. Some men not gonna ask you certain questions. But if you've been single for 5-6 months and you're in a relationship where you actually cared about this individual, you are not ready to date.
Okay.
Because what's gonna happen is you're gonna mask all the problems that you already have, and you're gonna hide them. Because when everybody is dating, they're on their best behavior. Because you want this person to like you, so you're holding back your true feelings about certain things. He might have done got you irritated. You might be a yeller. You're holding back who you are until you're comfortable. Then once time goes by, and a lot of times after we done got freaky, that's when everybody gets to find out the true nature of this person. And now you're looking stupid when you could have found out a lot by just having a basic conversation with this person. I would never entertain a woman fresh off of a breakup. If I talk to you about your relationship, you say you was with this man 3-4 years, over 2 years, and now you single, do I look like the dummy?
No.
You not ready to date nobody. You're dating me to try to work over him.
So we date. Last guy I dated. I dated him for 5 years. We lived together. I started back dating about 8 months ago. It's been 8 months since I started back dating.
And I'm gonna tell you, Felicia,
yes.
You're the person I met that ever told me a good answer. I have met women that dated a month after breakups, a month and a half after breakup, 3 months after breakups. And I'm somebody who look up all the statistics and surveys, and I always ask them, when has that ever worked out? It never works out for you. You end up messing with somebody else, and then that person you mess with never ends up being the true man you be with either. Because why? Because you're missing details about him too. I'm trying to get over him. I'm so bad. I'm trying to get away from this guy so bad. I am missing key details about this person. And once I'm finally over this person, I start looking at you weird. Like, why did I end up in this situation?
Okay, another one for the women my age. Go ahead and read the comments, Rabia, before I ask my question.
What been single for 5 years and I ask questions just like you instruct and why I'm single. It's a ton of broken women out here. It seems as if they don't want to let go of the past. There's a lot of broken women and men out here. But I mean, I understand that's your experience, but there's a lot of people out here that don't do the work. Bottom line. They
do the work. I'm gonna tell you something about broken men. Y'all ready for this?
Yes.
You see this very often. Men don't get over breakups as fast as we say we do. We befriend. When a man opens himself up and he loves a woman and that relationship is over, that lingers with him for a long time. I talk to a lot of broken and bitter men. Women don't understand that we have feelings and we love too. We may not love everybody, but once that man sees Kim as valuable to him and he opens up his heart to this woman, when that relationship subsides, that shit lingers. That's why a lot of men are afraid of being in relationships and open up to the wrong woman. Because we can't judge y'all by a cover. When I might meet Grace, I might think she's a perfect woman, and then I find out some things about her different. You know what I mean? You just know that.
Perfect, never.
Nobody is perfect. But
No.
that's why I tell you, there's something wrong with the person, regardless of what they say. You're not going to be a perfect person in your high 30s and 40s and just single and you've been actively dating.
Okay, but okay, that was my question. I'm in my 50s. I'm a woman in my 50s. I dated somebody for a year. I don't want to go a whole nother year and wait to start back dating because that's the
Why
age.
would you do that? Why
Right.
would you do that?
Right.
And I do want to say in healing doesn't have to take 10 years.
It doesn't.
It does not. I'm not talking about going from date to date. I'm talking about people that's actually in a real relationship, then they jump back on the dating scene. If this person ain't in the grave, you need time to heal. And this is why nobody is doing the work, and this is why we're going back to the same cycle.
Yeah.
Because we're jumping from relationship to relationship because we're afraid to be alone. Pick up a hobby. I tell people all the time, work on your finances, work on your body, read a book, journal, do something else. Stop just focusing on being around, centering your life around men and women. And I met some of the most confident women, and they done the exact same thing. Soon as the door was closed, they were dating somebody else. Ma'am, you haven't worked on yourself. You're going to be the same exact person in every relationship until you grow up and realize that you have to work on yourself too.
That's true.
I have a woman that wrote me yesterday, talking about how she sabotages relationships because she always thinks something is going on because she deals with high anxiety. And I said, ma'am, you're a threat to yourself and other people. You need to learn. Church is not going to get it done. You have to take accountability and get your ass some help.
No, she can go to church too, but she needs therapy as well.
In therapy. And I met a lot of women that have a high anxiety and they just refuse to get there. They want to self-medicate. Ma'am, cannabis and church and alkaline water is not going to help you with your problems.
Cannabis.
You got to learn to be an adult.
No,
You're going to,
you
walk around here like a paranoid schizophrenic for nothing.
I know. There was a lady who hired, my husband is a private investigator, and this lady, she had really bad anxiety. She had him follow her for a week because she thought someone was following her. He was like, there's no one following you. He went to the grocery store, follow her to the grocery store, make sure, and she swore someone was following her.
Wow.
But that's a real mental.
But the truth is, anxiety makes you create false narratives, and that's what that woman did.
Yeah.
You had this whole story in your head that is not true. That is, it can make you feel crazy. Son Baby says, I agree. I knew my last relationship was ending, so as it ended, I started working out, lost 45 pounds, and read 16 books. That's awesome.
That's what you're supposed to do.
Yeah.
But people don't want to do it. They do not want to do it. They do not want. And they wonder why they keep having the same issues. And I'm gonna say this, and this is gonna be a double standard, ladies. Hear me out. Y'all not gonna agree with me, but this is from a man perspective, right?
Okay.
Same thing with I talk about with women with dating apps. When I take Kim on a date, I want to feel like I'm proud. I took Kim on a date because everybody don't get a chance to take Kim out. I feel good about myself because I got a queen, and everybody else can't say that.
Okay, Kim.
Men cannot stand when women are easily accessible to other people. That's why when women are constantly back in relationships, constantly dating, on dating apps, men do not see you as a prize or a trophy. Because I don't want to be your 57th date at Gringo this week or this year. Every time I look up, you're posting a new king. Are you playing spades, little mama? Men don't like women that are easily accessible to other people. That's why I tell women, stop dating out of boredom and all that other stuff, because it doesn't make you look good to us. It does not matter if you claim you're not sleeping with them or not. I want to feel proud that Felicia wanted to go out with me. But if you went out with everybody and their mama, how do I supposed to feel?
See, I don't see nothing wrong with dating.
What's wrong with dating? Because now that's the agenda that's been promoted. Date them all, sis. I mean, think about it. People are saying
you can date, but you need to date certain type of standards of men. If you just going on a whole bunch of all those men don't got them standards and preferences you want. You're going on dates based on somebody asking you. If you're dating nothing but men that are six-figured men, men with no kids, that's one thing, but that's not what's going on. Some women date men with 10 kids, some women date men with 1 kid. Sometimes women date men that's this tall. Some they're dating everybody who's willing to take them out on a date out of boredom. You need
I don't see nothing wrong with that. If someone's asking you out on a date
I
and
cannot
you're not sleeping with them, there's nothing wrong with that. You're just going out on a date. You're meeting someone. You're having a conversation. That
That's why
date is me getting to know you, and it's a conversation.
I understand that, but that's why I said this is an opinion that's based on just how men feel. And I know y'all not going to agree with it, but men don't want women that's
Yeah,
easily
right.
to everybody and their mama. You don't supposed to go on a date with just everybody. If this man ain't your standards or your preferences, you just don't go on a date with just any old body. If you want to go out with nothing but Denzels and eat, but when you just dating any old body just to go, that's not a flex. That's why men tell women get off a date now, because more than likely you're going on 49 dates in 2 months.
Not necessarily. Not necessarily.
All the men ain't care.
Listen, friends, if you on a dating app, that doesn't even mean that you're even going out on the dates, okay? I'm serious. I won't tell you how I know, but I know.
Okay, well, we're at the end of the show, so everyone can give their last comments.
Kim was like, let's move this shit along.
Yes, we're at the end. I have something to do.
Okay, you start, Kim. You go, sis.
I just want to thank Prince for coming on. You gave a really fresh perspective, and it was just so good to hear. Thank you for enlightening us. It was really great. I think that women need to sit down, think about what they want before jumping into the pool of dating. There you go.
I agree.
I agree. No, I agree with what Kim said. You know, get to know who you are, work on yourself before you get back into that dating pool. That's pretty much it.
Yeah. And so we want your final thought, Prince.
Men and women, if you want to be in a real relationship, if you want to achieve marriage, if you want to be successful in the dating game, take lust out of the picture. Learn the person first. If y'all keep jumping in the sack, you're going to continue to repeat the same cycle. And you're going to end up one of a couple of things. You got Roe versus Wade now, right?
Break that cycle. Mhm.
Disease ain't stopped. They still out here. You want your stuff to look like a Star Crunch?
Star Crunch.
Break the cycle. Break the cycle.
Cycle.
No.
Not Star Crunch.
Star Crunch. Oh, I used to eat those when I was little. No.
No, but thank you for coming on, Prince. We appreciate all your wisdom and your honesty and transparency. And the Star Crunch, I mean, hold up. What is a freaking Star Crunch? Describe this shit.
It's bumpy and it's chocolate. So
It's all bumpy.
that disease, he gonna be bumpy looking and you gonna be bumpy looking. Man, you can't get an abortion. You gotta go to Underground Railroad to get an abortion. Harriet Tubman ain't coming in here no time soon.
Well, I agree with everything you guys said. I also believe that love is intelligence and lust is not. Lust will make you do crazy shit.
Yeah, Will.
Mm-hmm.
Lust is yes.
Yeah, lust will make you listen. I think that love is definitely intelligent because you choose to love somebody. It's like you guys been married for a long time, right? You might not like your husband every day, but you choose to love him. You have made a choice.
Girl, I love me some Big Daddy.
Oh gosh. So Prince, we want you to come back on another time with us. If you'd like, we'd love to have you on again.
Anytime, young ladies, just let me know something.
All right.
All right.
I will see you guys next week, and thank you guys for watching out there. Bye.
Bye.
Bye.